Hello and welcome back to more Mechabellum. I'm Hazefest, and this is another review of a game that I played previously. I decided to go Rhino Specialist, starting Arclight and Steel Ball. My opponent decides to go, what? Got 10 seconds on the clock. Opponent decides to go Speed Specialist on Tarantula and Marksman. Interesting. Okay. I go Crawlers to fill out my board. It's pretty spread out. I got my Crawlers in front of my towers in a line. Opponent decides to go more aggressive. It looks like he's placing his units up towards the front of the line. What are they doing? Alright, looks like my opponent does decide to manually place his units. Alright. Crawler's all the way on the left. That's kind of weird. I guess he was trying to go for like a quick tower snipe. My units come in. I got 3 steel balls going after the tower on the right side. My chaff and my steel balls are keeping his stuff busy. My steel balls are hung up on those chaff units that were on the left with my crawlers. I do end up getting the tower, and it looks like we collapse here with 3 steel balls on each side of his army and a little bit of crawlers coming in at the last moment. We do get lock-ons. My opponent eventually will go down. Boom. Round 1 goes to us. Opponent goes down to 49-38. He's still got 500 more HP than I do. Round 2, we get quick teleport. I decide to... My opponent goes quick teleport, and I go for the photon coating item. I put that photon coating item on my steel ball on the left. It's almost level 2. Opponent decides to go quick teleport crawlers on the back line. Go after my tower and my steel balls. I recruit some more crawlers. Need more chaff. And I also get an arc light on the left side to deal with those incoming crawlers that he placed earlier. I didn't want my steel balls getting hung up on those crawlers again. I'm not sure if my opponent will be able to kill my steel ball pack with his crawlers. We'll see once the round starts. Opponent decides to get another tarantula. He also gets... I decided to put a crawler pack on the back, because I noticed that his marksman back here is the only thing defending this tower, and marksmen are pretty bad at killing chaff units. So I put this back here to try to kill this marksman and get the tower. I also throw down a missile on the tarantula up front, because it has chaff right behind it, and I think the missile will hit all that chaff. About half of it. It also slows down this tarantula. Opponent's right side flank is going well. I put some crawlers on the right side, very far forward, and they get onto the tower immediately. I get that tower snipe. My steel balls are now on his tarantulas, taking down 2 tarantula already. The backline flank that I placed killed the marksman and the tower, and we immediately clean up round 2. And strike a heavy blow to our opponent. Opponent goes down to 4150 HP. Round 3, we get unit reinforcements. Opponent goes for the 4-pack of hounds. I decided to go for the Void Eyes. Opponent gets 4 packs of hounds, and he also gets a... what else does he do? He puts Replicate on his crawlers. I get 2 marksmen to go along with this. So I got Void Eye and Marksman this round. Interesting choices. Opponent puts a additional... Nope, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 packs. What else is happening? I put down missiles on the back here to destroy these crawler packs. Opponent puts a crawler pack against mine on the right side. Mine has the potential to level up. I also go for the free tech energy absorption on my new Void Eyes. Is there anything else that I do? That's it. Okay. Opponent right side and the flank in the back. His crawlers win because they have replicate. My steel balls get hung up on all these replicating crawlers. Left side, the replicating crawlers coming in late will go against my arc light. My steel ball gets hung up on all that chaff. My marksmen in the back line are killing chaff as well. So we have chaff clear problems for our side. These Void Eyes, however, are doing amazing, and they're healing when they do damage. We get the tower on the right side with our steel balls. Big damage to our opponent. This round, we get our Rhino Specialist drop. This is our power spike turn. Reinforcements this time are spells and absorption module and elite Rhino, level 3. I go for the Vulcan's Descent. Interesting. What's my opponent do? My opponent goes for the elite level 3 Rhino play. I level up the crawlers on the right to go level 2 against his level 1. I should win that. I missile the right side crawler to take that out immediately. And I throw my Vulcan down right here where he is going to win the battle between my crawlers. I also level these to level 2, which should help win against these level 1s. But they're also going to get Goomba stomped by this Vulcan coming in to pressure this tower and maybe even take it. It's just Hounds and a Marksman guarding it. So opponent now has the ability to call down level 3 Rhinos, and he calls down 2 of them. One on the right side here. I put my Rhino drop level 2 in the back here, try to go after that tower. And he also calls down a level 3 Rhino on the left side as well. So this Vulcan drop isn't going to work, but it is going to take a lot of time from this back left corner. Alright, let's see what this does for my opponent. I was not expecting him to pick the level 3 Rhino, by the way. Super strong play. I get speed on my tower for this round because I'm trying to go in with this Rhino. Missile down on the back side. Rhino on the right is dealing with a bunch of crawlers that got to feed on that crawler pack right before it engaged. My Rhino gets stuck on the Hounds on his flank, and this Vulcan in the back left is stuck on the Rhino, so it's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. However, we crush on the front line. We absolutely dominate the front. We get the tower on the right side. And I was very confused on this round where these level 3 Rhinos came from. I didn't even see the level 3 Rhino card. And Void Eyes absolutely demolished the Rhino. Big damage this turn, taking my opponent all the way down to 1900 HP. We get spells and extended range and subsidized steel ball for our reinforcements. I decided to go for the orbital bombardment because he's got a nice group of units here. My opponent decides to go for what? I get tunneling impact drill on my crawlers so they can one-tap these enemy units and I can feed on them and replicate. My opponent goes for range and armor piercing on his tarantulas that are all level 1. He gets 2 more fang drops. He borrows money to get whirlwind on his Rhino. I decided to go range on my Void Eye. I guess I never actually teched energy absorption now that I'm looking at it. I only went range. I must have teched it and then undone it because I wanted the range earlier. I decide to resupply and go speed. I leveled up my steel balls. They're level 2. I grab additional crawlers. Where do I put them? Oh, I put them over in the back with my rhino to help pressure that tower. Okay. Round 5, here we go. Big damage on the front lines. My flank on the left got absolutely obliterated. The front shallow flank on the right with that rhino is absolutely demolishing my side. I do get the tower debuff at this point, and my rhino goes to help take on that level 3 rhino, but it's not going to really work with that whirlwind in play. And whirlwind, my units die. The crawlers take out my tower. And this level 3 whirlwind rhino is a menace. We do get the enemy tower, and with that debuff, we should be able to clear this rhino with our void eyes. They just do so much damage to single targets. And we should clean this up pretty easily. Alright, we'll do a little bit of damage to our opponent, taking him down to 1550. Unit reinforcements again on round 6. Opponent goes for 2 rank 2 phoenixes, and so do I. Opponent gets a level 4 rhino on the front here. Let's see if he actually upgrades it. He puts a level 3 rhino in the back to deal with my flank, as well as a phoenix. So this is going to absolutely demolish my play here. This is not going to work anymore. So all of my flanks have been pretty much shut down. He put a phoenix on the left side as well. So even if I win out against the crawlers, this rhino coming in is going to delete my packs. So all of these areas are now useless. I still have to worry about these crawlers down here. I put a missile on the right side to help slow this rhino down. I put it far enough back so that when it fires, it has a time to travel before it hits, and this rhino should be able to get in to the explosion range and be slowed. So I need him to slow down so that my units can get in and hit him. All I can say is I'm glad that I got these steel balls here, because steel balls are pretty good against rhino. Yeah, it works out for me. Opponent gets a 4th level 3 rhino, and he puts it over here by his marksman, and it's going to charge right at my middle units. I decided to get range and speed. I'm still borrowing money. I'm throwing down more missiles. I got range on my arc lights. And I got more chaff. Alright. Right side unit is slowed down. This middle rhino is coming in hot. And I take it down. The void eyes actually take it to half life from 6 shots. Whew. Right side, we get lock on to this whirlwinding rhino. We get a second lock on to the whirlwinding rhino. And boom, it goes down before it reaches my steel balls. I'm so happy to have those over there. They have air units on the right, and I do have a marksman over here. It seems like I was building against with this in mind. Opponent goes down to 458. All spells in round 7. Opponent goes for lightning storm. I go for incendiary bomb. I don't really have a good place to put the incendiary bomb. Opponent puts lightning storm on my units. I decide to put the fire storm right here in the middle. Opponent takes shields on his fangs. That's bad. I get range on the steel balls to help combat these rhino. I need to do something about this flank. I should sell this rhino. All it's doing is feeding experience into this board. Alright, I do end up selling the rhino on the back right corner like I suggested, thank God. I'm so glad that past me listens to future me. What else are we doing? I put a level 2 crawler up against this level 1 crawler so that I can get a bunch of units. I must have done that last round because this big wad of units that I create with Replicate is going to slow down these rhino long enough for these steel balls to do their damage. All right. Borrow money. We've elite recruited. We've got enhanced range and high mobility this round. Opponent puts a missile on the backside to free up his rhino so it can go forward instead of backwards. Opponent puts a tarantula on the right to help clear some of that chaff. Lightning storm is absolutely obliterating me. Right side, we get lock-ons to this level 4 rhino. These void eyes in the front or in the middle are taking out these level 4 rhino. Right side, rhinos go down to the laser beams. Opponent gets my tower. He may actually win the round here. I ran out of units to tank for my void eyes. They're down. And we lost that round. And we take a boatload of damage, going down to 3,200 life. Alright, more unit reinforcements come in. Pretty crazy units here. Opponent goes for 3 level 1 scorpions. I decide to go for the Phantom Ray. And I give the Phantom Ray cloak immediately. This way it can get into range of the Phoenix and the Marksman. I put him on the right side to help out, because that's I feel like my weaker side. I've stopped paying attention to the left side for quite some time now. I need to probably take another look at it here soon. Opponent gets more chaff, and I need to figure out something to do about these fangs now that I know that they have portable shields. My Vulcan's Descent does come down, so I'm going to try to drop it on the right side to take out all of these chaff units with shields. Let's see how that works out for me. I imagine this rhino is going to have something to say about that. My steel balls over here have been leveling off of these rhinos for some time, and now they're level 4. Let's see if I actually upgrade them. Opponent's got several marksmen, I think 3. And his chaff has become a problem. It's quite difficult to deal with this chaff, actually. I get more arc lights to help solve the chaff problem. We'll see how that works for me. Elite recruited arc lights at that. Alright, I deal with the units on the right side. My Vulcan is stuck on a tarantula, so it didn't really clear the chaff like I had hoped. Left side, we kill the rhino as it comes in. We clear the rhino as it comes on the left, on the right. Left side, rhino gets in. That's bad for us. And we lose on the left. And looks like we lose on the right as well, especially with the tower going down. Opponent is just absolutely dominating. I am stuck on his chaff and he is tearing me apart. Get knocked down to 830 HP. This is going to be the last round for either player. Improved firepower control system comes down. I immediately pick it. Opponent is debating on what he wants to do here for these reinforcements. He goes for the underground threat. I grab 2 Vulcans level 1 immediately and range them. And I throw the improved firepower control system onto one of them. I decided to put the Vulcan a little bit further back, almost to max range to deal with these smaller threats. I didn't want my Vulcan to get stuck on his tarantula again. I put the improved firepower control system on the left. That's where his tankier army is. My opponent puts the underground threat behind me. He also goes mechanical rage on his fangs, and most of his fangs are level 1. So now they're going to move in faster, which is kind of good that he did that, so they don't trickle in, and my Vulcans can actually stand there and sweep and burn away all his chaff pretty quick. He levels up the tarantula level 2. I do get range and speed on my units, which now puts the tarantula within firing range of the Vulcan. Let's see how that works out for us. It's been a really good game. It's still anyone's game. All right, I get suppression shots on my Void Eye this round as well. Backline units, we deal with the chaff. In the front, we're burning away all the chaff. We're slowing stuff down. We did get electromagnetic shot on my marksman to help slow these units down and take away their techs. Rhinos coming in on the left. It does get hit with the EMP. Right side, we're pushing through. Our aerial units are going in and getting some pretty nifty picks on the enemy backline. And we did it. We actually survived. Insane. What a crazy game. This was actually 1300 MMR. It was 1296 for me. And my opponent was higher level, I believe. Let's go back to the battlefield real quick. I like my opponent's board state. This was awesome. Like he had a great diverse set of units. He picked good techs. I don't think Mechanical Rage was the right call here. I know that he wanted to get his Fangs into the battlefield faster, but I think him picking that allowed my Vulcans to do more damage. If they had trickled in, I think his DPS would have had longer to destroy my stuff. And I think it was a big mistake him not picking range on the marksman, because he could have taken out my Vulcan at a safe distance and my air units, but he just didn't care enough about his marksman. These Rhino, even though they were level 3 and they were tanky as hell, they didn't really make much of an impact in the game. They got it in a few times, but these steel balls were an absolute menace. These steel balls on the right did 547,000 damage just farming on these rhinos that were coming in. Absolutely nuts. These were my highest performing unit in the entire game. In the last round that we were in, it did 220,000 damage just with that unit. That is insane. That is absolutely nuts. My Void Eyes that I recruited, also major damage, 301,000 on this one. What was my best performing unit? What was my best performing unit? Oh, it was the steel ball. Okay. For a second there, I thought it wasn't. This steel ball on the left, it was also farming rhinos. It was my third best unit. And this Void Eye on the left, this level 6 one, was my second best unit. So wow. Pretty cool. I felt like I didn't have a whole lot on my board. And yeah, I felt like my opponent really outnumbered me. I felt like, you know, the Spartans at the hot gates holding back Xerxes and his Persian army here. But yeah, this was an awesome game. I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate those who do. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.